Good Saturday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Saturday. Starting off, what is going on right now throughout the entire state of South Carolina? We're looking nice and dry right now as we move over into Saturday morning here. But if we go in and take a look at what's going on throughout the entire U.S., we do have some rainfall with some flooding in Oklahoma, Kansas receiving some rainfall, Michigan storm activity going on over into the mid-Atlantic, the Northeast going on over into Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. All of these areas receiving rainfall, and even down in Florida, there's some rainfall going on. Now, what's going on in terms of cloud cover? Well, we are seeing some for sure. Upstate, Midlands, PD, Grand Strand, Low Country, the definitely the clearest area right now. I'm looking outside right now here in the Low Country, and it actually is a bit sunny outside. I do see clouds. I do see clouds, but definitely some blue skies. So not like the Upstate or the Midlands or the PD right now. Now, what about 4-hour cloud cover for the future? As we go in and push this forward, looks like cloud cover will start to build its way down towards the low country and into the Grand Strand areas later on this evening. And then as we go even into the nighttime hours here, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, again, cloud cover activity throughout the upstate, throughout the Midlands, still going on even as we get to midnight. Now, in terms of our current temperatures right now, we're talking about 81 in Beaufort, 79 Somerville, 82 Charleston, as well as 81 in Hilton Island, 77 in Columbia, and even 78 in Orangeburg, 81 Georgetown, 80 Myrtle Beach, 77 in Union, Greenville, Spartanburg, Gaffney, and even 79 inside of Clemson. Now, what about for our air quality? Looks like that we are majority inside of that good area, but if you're in the Tri-County area going over into like the central low country, you have a moderate risk of air quality. Not bad, but not too great either, so definitely watch for that. And then what about for your high temperatures for today? We're talking about 89 in Greenville, 88 Spartanburg, as well as 90 in Columbia, 91 Charleston, 90 Hilton Island, and 89 in Georgetown, 87 Myrtle Beach, and 87 in Florence. Now, in terms of your heat index values as well, heat index will be up to around 105 at the max, maybe a little bit more, but mainly 105, 106, 107 over there near Charleston, Hilton Island, and areas around there. But you're not going to get much higher than that, and so this is the good thing about this cold front that we just received. These heat index values not as high as they once were. So I'm glad to see this. Even if you take a look back at the high temperatures, 88, 89, 87. So this is good right here to kind of see this. Winds for today are going to be calm. You're not going to see much, maybe 10 miles an hour at the max. You go into wind gust, maybe around 8, 9, 10 miles an hour, but probably max out at around 20 or so. Rainfall for the next 24 hours as well, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch in areas like Spartanburg, Camden, Sherrod, maybe Warrensburg, Barnwell, Aiken. Those areas have around 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch. And then maybe even a 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch in areas like Columbia, Sumter, quarter of an inch to a half an inch in like Walterboro, Moncks Corner, Florence, and then maybe even an inch to an inch and a half in areas like Georgetown. Somebody may even see 2 inches of rainfall today. And then for the crazy score for today, we're at a 6. We're at a 6 for today. No alerts right now, just a 6 for the conditions category, most likely just due to the cloud cover that we are receiving right now. But there's no heat advisories or anything like that. So we are good there. And then if we look at the SPC outlook for today, there's a little isolated risk of severe weather up there in the very, very far upstate, like near the tri-state area. But for the most part, we're looking all inside of that green, light green, just regular storm risk. If you're in the dark green, that's a marginal risk of severe weather there. But if you're in the green, light green, just a regular storm risk, we're not looking for anything too bad there. Excessive rainfall wise, looking near the coastal areas, and this is where we kind of saw the majority of that rainfall kind of, be at. We were looking at the actual precipitation from earlier. Isolated excessive rainfall possible in areas like Beaufort, Charleston, Georgetown, Myrtle Beach, going up into all of the Grand Strand area, the southern PD, and a good amount in the low country. All inside of that risk of isolated flash flooding for today in the green. So if you're in the green, make sure that you're paying attention for that. So let's go on now and take a look at the models real quick. We're going to start off here at 11 o'clock a.m. And just as we push this forward, rainfall activity as you move to around 2 p.m., 3 p.m., all the way up to around 4 p.m., shower, storm activity does get going in areas of the southern Midlands, does get going in areas of the low country. And then even as you get to around 5 to 6 p.m. or so, rainfall activity does rainfall activity does seem to try and go on and kind of move its way down into that low country area where the isolated risk of flash flooding is there. Now, as you move on to around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. or so, a lot of that shower and storm activity does get going in the upstate, Midlands as well. And then by 12 o'clock in the morning, we're still looking at shower and potential storm activity as we go over into this midnight tonight. So, a good amount of things to kind of look at here as we move over into the next 12 or next 15 hours or so. And then if we go in and take a look and see how much rainfall we could potentially receive, some areas, obviously a lot of areas may not get rainfall today. That's a possibility. But look over here. In parts of the upstate, get up to maybe around 2 inches of rainfall, up to 3. Areas near Charleston may get up to 3. Down near Hilton Island, Beaufort may get up to 3 somewhere. Down near Myrtle Beach, you get up to around a half an inch. Charleston could receive an inch and some change themselves. Up near Spartanburg, a little bit. In Greenville, maybe not much, but then like in northern Greenville County, you may see some. So, again, this is all just an estimation. If you are in the risk zone, like this main area over here in the center, that may not receive precipitation, just know that that's just, that's a possibility. So you could definitely still see rainfall today, and that's why I'd say everybody just make sure you have that rain gear with you, because these showers and storms, especially during the summertime, definitely is nothing to really mess around with. But you definitely need your umbrella if you're in like the low country, the Grand Strand later on, upstate as well. So those areas for sure. So now looking at the NHC, because we have a huge update. You remember disturbance 1 over here. This is what we were looking at earlier. Strong non-tropical area of low pressure is located in the northeastern Atlantic. This could acquire some subtropical or tropical characteristics later today or Sunday. And Europe may have to watch for this as they move into the future. But it's the opportunity for tropical or subtropical development should end Sunday night. So if this thing doesn't form by tomorrow night, it's not going to do anything. Then we have disturbance 2. This just got here as well. Now, this system right here overall, if I go in and go back to all real quick, this system over here in the western Atlantic over here, subtropical Atlantic, and development of the system is expected to be slow as it drifts west through Sunday and then accelerates north early next week. This has a 10% chance of forming and then a 20% chance over the next 7 days. So I don't really expect this to have any effect towards us. The one that I'm watching for, disturbance number 3. Tropical wave is expected to move off the west coast of Africa on Monday, so we have a long ways to go before this thing even gets formed at all. An area of low pressure could form in association with the wave soon after it moves off the coast, and subsequent development will be possible while the system moves west at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and the central tropical Atlantic through the end of next week. So like I said, we have a long way to go before this thing, really gets going, and has a 30% chance of forming over the next 7 days. So I will say for sure, this is the one to watch for. These other two don't really have too much of a care for, just because I really think that they're going to go up and not impact us at all. We'll talk about this one later on tonight to see what the models have to say with it, but for right now, 30% chance over the next 7 days. Make sure that your hurricane plans are in place just in case if worse does come to worse. And that's all that I have to really say here for the tropics. And that's all that I really have to say here for tonight. If you have not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go on and do so. We're trying to get to 900 subscribers by the end of September. And then also make sure that you go on and hit the share button. Share with your friends, family members, acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly because it's free and it always will be. Make sure as well that you tune in tonight, 8 o'clock p.m., with your Saturday evening forecast update, and then I will also be back here tomorrow morning for your Sunday morning forecast update. I'll be back tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Make sure that you're there and hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you're new.